Everybody, this is Richie from the Metal Cell podcast. First of all, I'm going to give a shout out to our main sponsors, Rise & Sons, the award-winning brewery in Cork. Do call in for a pint anytime you're down in Cork. Now, I'm absolutely delighted to welcome Steve from Haint. How are you, Steve?
How are you? Good to see you, Richie.
Ian from Haint.
Rosie.
Cool. And Fredy from Nomadus. How are we, boys? Good to see you again.
Yeah, and you.
It's always a pleasure doing these podcasts with people now that I consider mates, and great guys as well to fucking have on the show, you know. So thanks for coming on.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Yes. So the reason why you're on tonight is there's a big show coming up that everybody should be aware of, and it's called Cancer Puncher, and it's on the 16th of July in the Deer's Head. So you've got Owlcrusher on it, Nomadus, Normadic Rituals and Drakonis, and one more band to be announced. Mm-hmm. This was Steve's brainchild. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah.
Okay. So Steve, you contacted me a few months back about that. And I was really excited then when I saw the lineup. And it's an evening in support of Cancer Focus, Belfast City Hospital Cancer Unit, and the Southern Hospice Trust.
Yeah.
So fantastic causes there for every one of those. I'm sure, I suppose a lot of people up on your side of the country will know these places more so than anybody down south. But it's a fantastic thing you're doing, Steve. So maybe you could just give us an update, first of all, in relation to where you are with it, how it's going. And then,
well, it's going pretty well now. It's built up a bit of momentum, and I had to take up a bit of time. Obviously, I only had the idea sort of just before I contacted you, because I mean, there's been a lot going on. There've been a lot of people that I knew who were either directly or sort of indirectly suffering because of this. I mean, we all know someone like.
Yeah.
So it took me a wee while because I was trying to get in contact with the venue, hearing back from the right bands. I built sort of a long list of bands that I was going to go through, that I was going to ask, ones that I kind of knew a little bit personally. So I was very lucky with that. The first out of all the bands, the first few I think there was only two bands that I approached who weren't able to do it. I mean, they were both keen on the idea, but their schedules just wouldn't have permitted it. But everybody else that I asked was happy to get involved, so that was pretty good. It was actually Fredy that I asked first. He was the first person. I think I asked him whenever I had the idea, and got a good response from him. And so I thought, right, well, I'll see how far I can take it. And yeah, I've been very happy with it so far. Yeah. We're starting to, like I say, the tickets went on sale yesterday.
Okay.
Which is the 13th, and I haven't actually checked yet to see if there's any's been sold, because I'm not entirely sure how to do that. But we've got a lot of people, and we've had a lot of interest. I mean, I had to sort of go back on social media, which I friggin' hate. But unfortunately, it's the nature of the beast. So I had to go back on just to promote this, and it seems to be gathering a bit of traction. So I've also had other people sort of start to get in touch about helping out and adding something to it themselves. Brilliant. So, I mean, we're now looking at trying to get a raffle organised on the night. So we're starting to sort of get, now that we have the actual gig and the logistics of it set up, we're starting to look into that. So I'll actually come back to that a wee bit later, just because I wanted to sort of see if any bands or any bands that were listening would be interested in perhaps helping out with that end of things, just because we've had a couple of bands donate merch. Slowmatics told us they were going to send a few things across.
Fantastic.
Paradise Lost actually sent me a lot of merch there pretty recently. So
that's so cool.
Yeah. Any bands that are watching this tonight as well can donate to the raffle.
You can get in contact with me either through I'm the organizer on the Facebook page down as C Puncher, because, well, I couldn't think of anything better, to be honest with you. You can either contact me there or through the Owlcrusher page, or I don't know if some of you might know Ian or any of the bands that are playing. I'm sure that that you can get in touch through them as well, just if that was something that you did want to do, if that was something any of the bands wanted to do, because we'll be very, very grateful. And say it'll all be going to some pretty good causes. Well,
Yeah, absolutely. We are open to that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. Like how difficult is it, Steve, to take on something like this? Have you done anything like this before, for example?
No, I've never done anything like this before. I usually sort of shy away from these sorts of things, but it's difficult enough. It's more a case of sort of waiting to hear back from people, and they just sort of trying to cover all your angles and making sure that it's not a disaster. So I've probably over prepared for it. I mean, when I was speaking to you back in the day, I had already got like a 4-man crew arranged who were going to do the loadouts and all that, and I was just like, wait, like, you might be getting ahead of yourself a wee bit here, Stephen. Yeah, but again, I don't know. And then also there was concerns like what was the cost going to be? But I'm sure enough, the Deer's Head were pretty good about that. They've let us have the venue for free. And then I also had to, I thought it only sort of basic politeness to go to some of the other promoters around and make sure that I wasn't stepping on anyone's toes. Yes. That was part of the reason why I left it so long, because I didn't want to be, you don't want to be stepping on someone else's gig or taking money.
It's a hectic scene up there anyway, man. And
you can't do that. So it was a thing. I actually spoke to with James and a couple other promoters just to make sure. It's just like, you don't have anything around at this stage. Would you be happy enough for me to do this? And obviously, you had to make sure that the bands, their schedules were going to be okay, that they weren't going to have anything that was going to clash with it. But I mean, it's been easy. It's apart from that, I mean, I enjoy it, and now that I've got that part out of the way, it's the bit that I do know a bit more about, the actual practicalities of it. So that's okay at this point. At this point, it's not too bad.
Like considering you're in a 3-piece called Haint, the shadow of cancer has affected Darren and his wife.
Yes.
Especially with that song "Screaming at the Storm," and then Ian, you got bad news. When did that happen, Ian? If you want to give us a background in relation to your story.
So I got diagnosed with lymphoma, which is a blood cancer. Right. That was at the end of November last year.
Right.
End of November last year.
And how would you have been diagnosed? Was it just something were you just feeling ill, or?
Jeez. It was, I'd been having, and this is the biggest thing that I would say to anybody, I know, and I've said it before on social media, is that nobody knows themselves like themselves. I knew there was something that wasn't right. And probably even before we played, I'd been having strange symptoms even before we played Bloodstock.
Oh wow, going back that far.
Yeah, just fucking crazy night sweats and peeing like a fucking camel, you know, and all that sort of stuff, and back and forth to the doctors and nothing. Like, blood tests were fine, everything was coming back grand, and they were like, yeah, like, you know, you're in your 40s now. You know, stuff happens, starts to shift. And then end of November, I got up, was getting ready to go into the office, and fucking couldn't get my shoes on, or I couldn't get my left shoe on. And I was going, what's going on? It was excruciatingly painful. And I just looked down, and my entire left leg was about twice the size of my right leg. You know, and rang the GP, and I was waiting on him to call me back. And as you're told not to do, I Googled it. And it was like, it's just fucking, you're retaining water. And I was like, oh, jeez, well, at least I'm not retaining chips. You know what I mean? And so the GP was like, no. As soon as he called me back, he was like, no, you have to go to A&E. So
straight away.
A&E, 2 days basically of tests, and then home for a weekend. And then I was in on the Monday I had to get the tumour was sitting behind my kidneys and my bladder, and it was stopping the kidneys working. So I had to go and get two taps put into my kidneys, and I got my biopsies done. And then probably a week later, I was told, "Yeah, this is what it is. You've got cancer." You know. So crazy as that, like, you know.
Yeah, it is crazy as that. What about the support structure you had around you, Ian? I mean, how important is it to have a good network of people, as in family members or friends there that you can kind of rely on?
It's insanely important.
Yeah.
So important. You know, I would be, you know, Steve and Darren, you know, are like two closest friends, you know, and my family were very supportive and were there. And, you know, obviously, you know, I have a young one, and he's 9, you know, and you worry about telling him and how he's going to take things. And they were, you know, they took so much pressure off, and, you know, just helping him explain what was going on. And it was a relief. You know, it was genuinely a relief. A lot of people said, you know, where did your mind go? And to be honest with you, I'd been having so many issues health-wise. It was a relief to actually get a diagnosis and be like, fuck, right, okay,
yeah, I
know what it is now.
Yeah, this is the
stuff
enemy.
Can be done. Stuff can be done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was massive.
Yeah. When you started posting, because I mean, we all know you through music, certainly for me anyway, and maybe for you, Fredy, as well. There was a massive outpouring of love and sympathy and everything. Maybe talk about it, about how you felt about it, Fredy, when you heard.
I couldn't believe it, you know, especially knowing Ian through all last year and what we've been through, you know, Bloodstock, everything, and, you know, it's just I couldn't believe it. You know, obviously I messaged him straight away, but you know, I didn't know how to approach you, you know, as well. You know, because I knew you were getting overwhelmed, you know, with people messaging you, and you were dealing with that. It's just didn't want to. But I messaged you. I remember that night, you know, and yeah, we've been talking since, and I'm just so glad that, you know, massive respect I have for you, you know.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Well, that's it. You know,
it's a huge community in there, north and south, for the metal scene. And, you know, when somebody like yourself is like flying a flag basically for those that are like diagnosed with a serious illness, which is what you have at the time, I thought, yes, this guy needs our support in any way, you know, be it just a message and stuff. And you know, we were all pulling for you when you initially told us about the diagnosis, which I thought was very brave out of you. But I think by doing that, I think you got back tenfold the love and the support. Maybe do you want to talk about that?
I was blown away by the support, you know, and you know, on your darkest hour, you know, to see people kind of rally around. And it I'm not gonna lie, like it was overwhelming, you know. Some of it was very overwhelming, but people were very respectful and, you know, allowed me to have a bit of time to process things. And you know, and I mean, that helped me, that spurred me on, you know, like just to see how many people far and wide, you know. It's even thinking about it now, it's quite emotional, you know, but yeah, people have been massively supportive. Can't thank them enough.
Yeah, I mean, even you know, like I went up to Belfast for your album launch, Fredy the Nomadus one,
Right.
and it's just down to your personality, and I know that you would have been there on the night, you know, kind of way.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
you're kind of looking for you, and you know, and my God, Fredy, like how many bands dedicated their sets to Ian? Like I was like,
I know, because I was in hospital.
I was choking up myself hearing it, you know.
Yeah, because I think I was in hospital
at that time. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in hospital at the time, and a couple of people had sent me, you know, had taken videos and sent me videos, and like that. I mean, that just blew me away, you know. Because I didn't expect it, you know. I didn't expect it, you know, and it's humbling, you know.
Yeah, man. Just like
because you go to the local gigs, and you know, knowing that you love the scene and you love to be there, and it just it was hard for us to know that when you weren't there, and you know, and it's just shit as well.
We were originally supposed to be on that bill with you as well. Yeah. We've been looking forward to that one.
Yeah. You're the ones that we wanted, you know.
The battalion back together after Bloodstock.
So where are you now, Ian, in relation to the treatment and stuff?
So I had 6 rounds of chemotherapy.
Right.
You know, so you know that was chemotherapy and steroid therapy that they put you on. The steroids were nearly worse than the actual chemo.
Okay.
Because it just fucks your head and your eating routine and just your sleeping and everything, you know. So that's what's that?
Your energy, yeah.
It's kind of So they give you the chemo in one day, in one sitting, you know, all of it in one day, and then you start the steroids for like 10 days, you know, and it's basically that sort of keep you in power, you know, keep you like fuck. I was like fucking cornholio for 10 days, you know, you know, and that, but it's not without its drawbacks as well, you know. You've got crazy nausea. But the steroids make you want to eat everything inside. But then the nausea is like, nope, don't want that, you know. So that was a difficult part. But again, chemo's done. Last session was, nearly 7 weeks ago now.
Right.
So this has been the big build up.
How are you feeling?
PET scan on Tuesday. What's that?
How are you feeling now? Like,
as I say, probably the best I felt in a year.
Right. Okay.
You know, feel more myself, you know.
Okay.
Feel like it's, you know, I definitely feel like it's worked, but 18th of May, you know, I'll sit down with my specialist and they'll have all the results from all the scans and all the things, all the blood tests they've done recently. So that's going to be the telltale, you know. But they were fairly confident, you know. But they have to be honest, you know. Lymphoma is a sort of cancer that doesn't necessarily go away and stay away, which is a bit shit.
But it's treatable, like.
But it's treatable, yeah, 100%. You know, cancer is not the death sentence that it once was, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, part of one of the reasons that I was so thankful for Steve for putting this on, you know, is give a little bit of that thanks back, you know, because the staff and the cancer ward and at City Hospital, they were just phenomenal the entire time. You know, couldn't fault them. You know, the NHS gets a lot of bad shit, you know, but fuck, they're like,
yeah,
it saved my life, you know.
Yes.
I know that sounds pretty extreme, like the extreme end of it, but you know, that's how I feel about it. That's how I see it, you know.
Right. Okay. Right. let's play a Haint song, Aries.
Jeez, bring the mood down even more. Jesus Christ.
No, it's a great song. And we need you back playing those riffs, buddy. Where are you in relation
that part
to music? I know, I remember Darren and yourself talking the last time about kind of just steadily releasing single after single, building up. Where are you as a band in relation to music?
We're about to release the last one of the recording.
Okay.
That's coming out. It's not next week. It's the week after next, isn't it?
Not the single. I think we have a few things in the pipeline before then, but I think the next single is going to be Genius Loci, and it's probably going to be
I saw that on the post.
Maybe mid June, probably.
Right.
Mid-June, but per Darren is again mix master general. He's kind of mixing and mastering at the moment, like, you know.
Okay.
But that was it. You know, the plan was, you know, they all should have essentially been out by now, but all the guitar tracks and all the stuff was sitting on my computer in the house, like, you know.
Yeah.
So it took a bit of a back burner. So we'll get this one out, and then we're getting our EP sorted.
Brilliant.
And then hopefully get back to gigging and touring, because with lots lined up, you know, we're supposed to head over to England for a couple of shows in November, and you know, with a show organised with Evan to get down to Cork and see you guys, and then obviously I think I got my diagnosis like maybe a week or 2 weeks before that all happened, you know.
Man, there's no rush down here. We're very patient people down in Cork.
This is true.
We're known for it. As Fredy will testify.
Oh, yeah.
So, Fredy, let's talk about Nomadus. I want to get in a Nomadus track now because I've got a few tracks to get into, but I just love this track, and honored to say I saw it live as well, which is great. So. Founding, wasn't it?
Founding course, yeah.
Founding course, that's right, yeah. So ye had some adventures.
This
I
last
mean-
time we talked, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what was it? 1,300 miles traveled around the UK?
Yeah, that was
Cool.
some drive, like.
Yeah. What a great tour to get on, though, in relation to, you know, finding your feet, first of
Yeah.
all, and getting probably, what was it, 8 nights?
8 nights, yeah.
Yeah. How did that go for you?
Actually, it was really good. It was a test for us, you know, to see if we could do it night after night. And the most tiring thing is definitely the journey, you know, the driving in between. Like most days was 4 hours. I think between Wales and Newcastle. It was like 5 hours almost, I think. But yeah, it was just a lot of driving, and then obviously do the show. And what I was afraid of was, you know, am I gonna hold, you know, every night, you know, the vocals especially.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
after the 4th night, I was just didn't even need to warm up. And I was impressed with it. I was like, you know, and it was just a really good way. It was just practicing every day, pretty much, you know, and we just got better with every gig, and that was our point. Doesn't matter how many people were there, you know, because most of the gigs were during the week, so the attendance was not brilliant, you know, and but you know, and then we got to share the stage with Secrium.
Yeah.
Like they're amazing, like such a good band, like from London.
And friendships were formed, no doubt, as well.
Yeah. Really, really nice guys. Like really. Like,
So, like, you're saying, like, I would have loved to maybe seen the last, maybe second night or last night of the tour. You were firing on all cylinders, really, were you?
Yeah, and that was fun. It was in Blackpool.
Okay.
And it was in like a wee local pub, and they had this like upstairs like events kind of venue, you know. Was definitely not a metal. You know, it was really good crack. You know, we're just playing. You know, the support bands, they were really, really, really good as well. You know, was like every day was a different, you know, experience. You know, different people, different sound guy. You know, like night after night is something that we were not used to it, and it's just. I think we were very professional about it. You know, we're never late. You know, we're always on time. So that's all we can ask, really. You know, and every night we sold like a couple of CDs, couple of shirts. You know, that's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
And the shows went that well in general.
Yeah.
That's what we were aiming for. You know.
Yeah. And do you think your band improved because of it?
Yeah, we really did. You know, since we did the album launch, and then we went on tour, and since then we haven't played. We're gonna play now this Saturday in Dublin.
That's right.
Oh, Burning Metal.
Yeah,
Phil
yeah.
Singh. Okay, yeah.
That's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, it's a great lineup on that, and like you've got a lot of stuff coming through, for the summer, Fred, haven't you? Trash Domination campaign. That's true. The Distortion project, isn't it?
Supporting Solitary.
Yeah, I'd love to see them, man. They're around a long time.
Trash, aren't they? They're from the late 90s.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, we played with them we played with them in Edinburgh.
Did you really?
All right, Steve. Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
And Dundee as well. Our second and third gigs, yeah, they played the Hordes Festival in Dundee, and then we played the following night in Edinburgh with them. So yeah, good guys. If you love your thrash, like they're all about it.
It's 90s thrash, you know. It's
yes.
No, it's right up my street as well.
Cool.
And then the gig.
So aren't you playing Demolition Fest as well, aren't you?
Yeah, sorry, Derry. So we played Dublin and then Derry. We're gonna play 10th of June. It's a fair demolition fest. in 2 days. So we were playing on a Saturday. The Crawling are playing.
Crawling, Acid Age, Pure Sonic Outcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Expedition, is it Dinister or something like that?
Dynasty or Dynasty.
Oh,
Dynasty Rock and Roll. That's.
All right. Okay.
Dynasty. Yeah.
Jesus, I remember the soap. Do you remember it, Ian? Steve?
Oh, yeah.
Remember the soap?
Yeah.
Crystal Carrington and Blake.
Yeah. No.
And now there's what are they? Are they a trash band or what are they?
Heather Locklear. Oh.
Oh, they're rock.
Are they rock? Are they?
They're rock. Yeah.
So,
Better with the
They were in the final with us last year.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. They're young guys, but they tons of energy,
Rock and roll.
Yeah, proper rock and roll, yeah.
That's what you want, man. That's what you
And
want.
then it was on the Saturday with the, I think Wild Heat is with us as well, and they're Crawling.
Yes.
And then,
Yeah.
More.
And is Ren Marabou there? Is he?
Yes, yeah, that's the same days as us.
Bit of Viking metal there as well. That's a good selection of bands on that. And is that who's organising that, Fredy? Is it?
It's a guy called Ian Campbell.
But tickets are good for
us.
that, man. They're £12 and £7. So I presume it's £12 on the day and 7 for the 2 days, I'd imagine.
I think it's the other way around.
Is it?
I think it may be 12 for the weekend.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. And that's on the Voodoo
Lounge.
Yeah. Wow. So you're busy enough, man. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Any chance Owlcrusher coming out of retirement, Steve?
Looks like it, yeah.
Amazing.
One gig to come, anything else planned down the line?
We're sort of going to see how it goes, because, I mean, we never split as such. It was just, we all sort of moved to different parts of the world, or different parts of, well, not the world, different parts of Northern Ireland. And we were from the same town, but then you'd have there's 90 miles between us at one point. So it just wasn't feasible. And then with COVID and all that, so we just sort of, we weren't really doing it. We just didn't have the chance. And I mean, I'd become busy with Haint, obviously. And it was just, but one of the people who I'm putting this, I got the idea to put the gig on for, was a friend of ours. It was his family member. She beaten cancer, and then went for a routine checkup to find out that she had another form of it that was advanced, and unfortunately she was terminal. Okay. So this was a person we all have known since we were kids, kind of thing. So it seemed like as good a time as any for me to get in contact with the guys and ask them if they fancy doing it, just getting together for the gig and seeing what we wanted to do from there. Owlcrusher, we're an ornery bunch, so we might start writing and recording again, or we might just sort of play gigs every now and again. But I don't really think we're going to be. I don't see us sort of splitting up. We're just not going to do anything quickly because it wouldn't suit us. Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing this and then see where it goes from there, because say we're all friends and we have been since we were in our kids, you know. So we'll always be sort of on each other's radar for doing it. And it's been good to actually get playing songs again, because I hadn't done in 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Owlcrusher, Fredy?
No, actually, no.
Ian?
That's what I was saying to Steve. Really looking forward to see them.
Yeah.
Ian, you haven't either?
No.
Oh,
no,
wow.
I don't think so.
Okay, we'll give him a blast there and make people know what to expect. So this is the title track. so many people that would love that kind of music, especially seeing it live.
Yeah. Well, all the more reason to come to the Cancer Country gig, because
absolutely,
who knows when you'll see us again.
Yeah, and when, but roughly, Steve, when was the last time you actually played? Can you remember? I'm back. Okay, so that just crashed, and you all moved different things there for my editing. Whoa, fantastic!
But all crushed.
we got crushed by the owl, man. The heaviness of the Owlcrusher. So my question was, Steve, when was the last time you played together?
I think probably about early 2019.
Oh man, that's quite a while back.
No, it is. No, it's just we started writing for another album, and at the time we were just, because the logistics of it were just a bit too complex for us to be seeing each other sort of as regularly as we wanted. So the stuff that we were coming up with, we liked it and all that, but we couldn't sort of hand on heart say that we felt that was as strong as the stuff that we'd put out already. So rather than sort of force it, we just sort of took a wee bit of time away, because, as I say, we were all doing other things, and it was around about, it was a few months after that that's obviously I got in contact with Ian and Darren, and Haint kicked off.
Yeah.
So say we all have families and what have you, so we just didn't really have the time to get together to do it until now, and that sort of, I think it just took for something to give us a bit of a kick up the arse to do something.
Yeah.
And this seemed like the perfect time to do it. So yeah, and that's what sort of pulled us out of retirement. But again, we'll see how we go, because, like I say, I wouldn't be for quitting Owlcrusher, or I just like doing it too much, but it's not. I think we're the sort of band who really is going to need to be sort of constantly busy and constantly doing things, because we all have other stuff going on. But yeah, we actually had our first practice just last Saturday. First time I'd even picked up a bass in about 3 years.
Jesus, I forgot that. Yeah, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Drums in it? I thought you played drums in it.
No, I'm the bass player.
He's the bass player, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, and I actually, out of the album, 2.5 songs were played without any real mistakes. It was only, I couldn't believe it. It was a bit strange, because it was a couple of years. And I listened to the album, but I never tried playing it throughout that time. It was all muscle memory, so it was quite cool.
Sweet.
It's not that hard. There's only about 5 notes in every song, but well, it's nice to know those 5 notes haven't left me.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man. That stuff never leaves you,
Oh, no, definitely not.
It'd be interesting to see where Owlcrusher are on the bill, because another band that I absolutely love are Normadic Rituals.
Yeah.
And
we used to play with them a lot.
Oh, you can't put fucking Owlcrusher and Normadic Rituals one after the other. You can't, because it'll just everybody be gurning and just fucking be just a mess all over the floor, man. It'll just, people will physically melt.
Unless you get the team to organise something like that, because it would be a bit much for people. I think someone would spike their drinks or something. Why is everything going so bloody slow? But the way I'm hoping to do it is have a band's one of the more upbeat ones, then one of the slow ones, more upbeat, slow, and then the headliner kind of thing.
Yeah.
But again, none of that's set in stone yet. I'm going to just talk to the bands and see what they want to do. But no, Owlcrusher and Normadic Rituals will not be going back to back, because it doesn't make any sense.
Some sort of black hole appear in Belfast.
Yeah. People just jumping into it because they had enough.
Okay, I'm going to play Normadic Rituals next. It's a clip off their Tides EP. This is the Burden. remember when that album was released, and just playing it in the winter, walking along the beach which is nearby my house, man, and it was just it just doesn't get any better than that. Like, big shout out to the lads. You know, they're lovely guys as well. You know,
They are, yeah.
A credit to the scene, man, and they're on Curse Monk Records, so that's a massive thumbs up for me with Nomadic Rituals as well, Steve. Great choice. And finally, Drakonis, who played down in Cork last year in a church.
Yeah.
Concentrated church, is that the word?
The consecrated, yeah.
Consecrated, yeah.
The consecrated.
Photos of that?
Yeah, they brought their...
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Suited them. Yeah.
It did, yeah. And they went down a treat as well, man.
Wouldn't surprise me. They're a class act.
They are.
Super. No, I'd say that they changed singer recently there, but to say this singer that they have now, I know her quite well. She's a good friend, and
Madra.
Huh?
Madra,
yeah.
Isn't it?
Madra, yeah. Aye, that's, yeah. So like I say, I know her pretty well. So I got speaking to her and asked if she would approach the other guys about it, and they were only too happy to help. And I mean, when you've got a band like that who put so much into their set, into their presentation,
yes,
to me it made sense to ask them to headline, because it'll be something to build up to, and we'll do our best to make sure that they can put on their show as the way they want to do it. Because it's worth, it's something to see. They're an experience live, and that's why I kind of wanted them to sort of the close the night out, kind of thing. So yeah, I was pretty lucky to have them.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm very grateful for them. Like, so yeah.
Yeah, Fredy or Ian, you've probably seen Drakonis, have you? Yeah. I'd say it's an experience. Yeah. Ian, you say? Yeah, I mean, anybody that saw him down Cork, they were all blown away by it, and they brought a proper show down with him as well. So, you're in for a fucking treat for those that haven't seen him. Okay, so I'm going to play one more track, and this is From the Eternal. Fair play to you, man. You picked really, really good bands, and I think they all complement each other in certain ways. So it's down to the actual lineup now, and that's not a hard job at this stage. Hopefully, the hard work is done already for you, man.
Oh, I hope so, yeah. So get on with enjoying it. But as I was saying earlier, there's still a couple of wee things left to do. I would like to see if I could get some more sort of raffle prizes and things like that there, or anybody's. So if any bands would be up for helping out, I mean, north or south. I mean, I understand that there's a couple of the charities that I'm talking about that would be very sort of northern based, but that's why I've also got included Cancer Focus as well, because well, they're more sort of they cover a bigger area, but it's just the other two had a sort of a personal connection.
Yes.
Well, with Ian and with some friends of mine. But sort of Cancer Focus is more of a general one. So say if any bands out there would be willing to donate a wee bit of merch, would be very gratefully received, and we could make a few more quid.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah. And so it's Sunday, the 16th of July.
Yeah.
It's starting at 4:00 and it should be over at 10:00.
Yeah.
Other people that are involved in it is Per Works. They're doing bespoke memorabilia, is it? Or
yes, that's the lad who was responsible for the Haint spoons.
Give him a shout out, man. He's a legend.
He is. Oh, he absolutely is. Yes. Funny enough, it was his barbecue I was at last night, and that's why I'm hungover today.
Happy birthday, dude.
Yeah, happy birthday to Andy.
Andy. Okay.
Yeah, that's his name. But yeah, he's already got a few wee things sorted out. He has he's made sort of some sets of wee sort of posters. Okay. Sort of based around like the big four from a bunch of different genres. So you've got like the big four thrash bands, bigger black metal bands, etc. So there'll be a couple of wee things like that that'll be on sale. They're not going to be raffled off. They're going to be on sale specifically.
Okay.
And you'll be a couple of other wee things as well. Just a couple of other wee bits and pieces of merch. So he'll have his own wee stall down there. So you can hopefully. You'll find something there that you like, because I say he's very good. He's very, very talented. Like and he just keeps getting better as well. So yeah,
that's great. And Metal for Life are involved as well.
Yes, I thought it was important to get them involved, because it's just
awesome.
The amount of work that they do for people and the amount of help that they've given people around here is just it's nice to have them down, because we all love and appreciate the work that they do. You know.
Yeah, big time.
Definitely.
Had they a stall, Fredy? Was it for Crypt of the Riff?
They might have, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. Metal for Life did a stall. It wasn't for your launch anyway, I don't think. So it would have been.
Yeah, they were at our launch.
Oh, were they? Well, that was it then. Okay, because I was talking to a few of them at your launch then.
Yeah, it was very important for us for them to be there. You know, it's amazing.
Nice
charity.
touch.
You know, there's such an amazing work around here, helping people. They are struggling, you know, and it's there's no words, you know.
Yeah,
I have an immense amount of respect for Gillian and Addy and Gareth, everyone that is involved.
Yeah,
actually just talking with them there at Metal to the Masses in the final on Friday.
Oh yeah, fuck it. At the Acid Age went through, did it?
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Levain won the Dublin side of
Heard
things.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're an interesting band, man. They're very good, very good as well. So it's great that Acid Age are finally hitting Bloodstock. Like,
yeah, they deserve it. Like, very, very, very tight.
Yeah, the biggest thrash fan in the world. Like, but there was something that they do I've always really liked. They're an interesting band. They're very compelling. So I'm glad to see them getting their dues.
Yeah, fantastic, man.
Comedians, like, absolutely hilarious. Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, very talented guys as well, man.
Yeah, very, very talented.
So that's it. Steve, is there anything else you want to throw out? Have I missed anything? Because we've covered the raffle. We want bands to donate stuff. The more the merrier, merch.
Yeah.
If you can get stuff signed or T-shirts or anything like that, just send it to you. That people can find you, Steve. What's the easiest way? Is it just direct message you through the...
Direct message me through Facebook. I'm the guy, the organizer on the page.
Great stuff.
So you can just send it to that, or you can send it to one of the bands. Like you can get me through the Owlcrusher page or something like that. But no, I'm not. It's a couple of different ways you can get in contact if you want to. So hopefully we'll hear from someone.
Yeah, man. We've got plenty of time. As I said, it's the 16th of July, and it's just such an important thing for people to support this. And as I said, it's Cancer Focus will be benefiting Belfast City Hospital Cancer Unit and the Southern Hospice Trust. All the bands are playing for free, which is fantastic. It's a tenner in, and all that money is going to those 3 charities.
Yeah. I say, the only thing I would sort of say to punters is what I'm putting on the page is I'm very grateful to the bands for playing for free, because I mean we all know how that goes. Like it's not an easy thing. Mm-hmm. So anybody who was coming down, try and bring a couple extra quid to buy some merch, just to give the bands a wee bit of just to give a nod to the bands for doing that, because they're giving up their time, and time's not cheap, Yeah. So that would be the only other thing I would really say. I would just like to encourage people to make sure they did that. Keep everyone happy,
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Okay, lads, I'm going to end it there. Fredy from Nomadus, thanks a million for coming on. Give my love to the boys, won't you?
Yeah.
Neil, Carol, and Brett.
The guys from Nomadus, and send their love to you as well.
Yeah, great.
Awesome, guys.
I can't wait to see you at some stage during the summer. Yeah. I'm not going to commit times or whatever, but there's a few gigs there that are a great excuse to get up. And, if I can get up for Steve's one, that's the main one for me. So I'm working at it in the background. That's all I'll say. There's the usual shit like pushing divorce papers left, right, and center. Ian, thanks a million for coming on the show, man, and sharing what you went through. Dude, I hope it will help someone else that's watching this or is concerned about it, man. There's always someone to turn to and share. And Ian, I know the way you are about this. I'm sure they can contact you as well about it.
Oh, big time! Anybody's anything, just go for it. But it's about raising awareness and everybody's aware that cancer's out there, but fuck it, man. You're fighting it and you're getting through it, and that's it.
Yeah, send on my regards to Darren as well, won't you?
Will do.
Yeah,
will do. Thanks, man.
Darren.
And Steve, thanks for organising this for everybody, man. You're doing Trojan work, and
well, hopefully we can
really appreciate you getting us all on this as well.
Oh yeah, there's no hassle there. It's a no-brainer. So lads, thanks a million, and crucially, support your local metal scene.
Absolutely.